and I thought, this is what it should have been. So I'm going to go ahead and start with this. This is so important, particularly on Mother's Day. So tell us about yourself and your organization, Bongai.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much for having us here on your show today on Mother's Day. And again, happy Mother's Day to everybody out there if we didn't talk to you today. Just in honor of my mother, again, I heard you, Miss Tanya, that you lost your mom in 2016. My mom gained her wings in 2017. And today was just another extra day that I was thinking about her, like you were thinking about your mom. I was thinking about my mom as well. But I don't think about it in a negative way because thank God my mom was 81 when she passed away. So I was so grateful that I had her until she was, I was a grown up until I was a mom myself as well. But still, you know, you still think about your mom. I think about her every day, but I also thank her for what she taught me, for what kind of a woman that I became because of her. So one of the things that I learned from my mom, I heard about your show earlier on Today Focus, that what did you learn from your mom? One thing that I'll never forget that I learned from my mom was to stand my ground. If I believe in something, don't let anybody else tell me otherwise. So my mom was, I was kind of my mom because my mom was a very, you know, loving person. Everybody in the neighborhood were coming to our house. I grew up seeing what my mother was doing to the community. And that also gave me this part. Maybe I was just born with it, but I just have that passion to help people, especially girls, because I believe that if you help a girl, you are helping a generation. You are not just helping that one particular person, but you are helping, she's going to help her children, she's going to help her grandchildren, and it goes on and on and on and on. So I grew up in Zimbabwe, born and raised in Zimbabwe, but I came to the United States in 1985 with my husband. We came here in search of an education, which we did. And my mom and my dad were very pro-education. So they sent us to school. We were not rich, but we were able to go to school, all of us, my siblings and I. But some kids that I grew up with didn't have that opportunity to go to school and finish their education. But I thank God for my parents that I was able to. So when I came here, I went to school, we went to Cheney, but we stayed with this couple that took us in their home. They were retired school teachers, I'll never forget them. And they took us like we were their children. And they say, you don't have to worry about anything, just go to school, finish your education, that's what you came here to do. So we are going to let you do that. We ate their food, we slept in their house, they gave us blankets, we never went to sleep hungry. So 4 years went by, I finished school, my husband finished as well. So when we were about to leave, after my husband got a job, I talked to the lady. I said, okay, thank you so much for helping us for the past 4 years. So what can I do to pay you for what you did for us? And the lady said, you don't have to pay me anything. All I'll ask for you is to go out there and help somebody else that you may know or that you might not know. So that really stayed with me. Wonderful. And it resonated with because I was already, you know, my passion was already to help people anyway. So like I said, growing up in Zimbabwe, I know how other people grew up there. There's a lot of people that have the desire to go to school, but they don't have the means to go to school due to poverty, due to all kinds of economic disadvantages. Okay. So I started, you know, thinking about my friends, and then I started talking to my family that was still in Zimbabwe, say, I need you to help me select some vulnerable kids, girls. I didn't say kids because I, you know, not that I don't like boys or anything, but I just wanted to help girls. So I said, let me select the girls that you know that they are so vulnerable, they are so poor that they want to go to school, but they cannot afford to go to school. So I started that, you know, on my own, and then I was doing that for years. And they went to school, you know, so I'm trying to fast forward the story. So in 2010, I said, since I've been doing this, you know, on my own, let me just make it a non-profit organization. So I started my non-profit organization called American and African Youth Leadership Foundation. That was birthed in 2010. And it's called American and African because in Coatesville, where I live in Pennsylvania, my city is Coatesville. So I selected a few girls from Coatesville that I had become to know because I have a business in Coatesville. So I was acquainted with a lot of people, women in Coatesville that have girls. So we just started talking about leadership skills. So in Coatesville, we teach leadership skills, we teach social graces, we teach etiquette protocol. So that's what the American part of the organization is. And
Wonderful.
then the African part of it is the girls that I help in Zimbabwe. So I continue to help orphans. I continue to help girls that are so vulnerable that sometimes they get married off to some old guy. They could be 10 years old, 12 years old, 18 years old, and they get married off by their father or their family because of poverty, because of hunger in the family. And some families in Zimbabwe are still so backwards that they think that if you educate a girl, you are wasting your money because she's going to get married off to someone, and then she will go and, you know, make another family bigger out there. Whereas if you educate a boy, you are going to, they're going to make the family grow bigger. They are going to, you know, stay in the family and, you know, continue with the family name, whereas the girls, you know, go. So the girls are really in a difficult situation. They are faced with gender biases. They are faced with this risk of getting married off to some old guys they don't even know, and they don't love them. They don't choose them. You know, I chose my husband, and I know how, you know, good that is to stay with somebody that I got to know, rather than just going and be put to some family that you don't know, and you are forced to become a mother, you are forced to become a wife at such a young age. So it's so difficult. That really is on my heart to help those girls.
Absolutely.
So yeah, so that's what I do. So I do that by giving scholarships to these girls. I raise funds here, like in the, you know, United States, we do raise funds. Last week, Focus, she helped me do a virtual event that was very successful. And she's coaching me in doing all these things that I'm not, you know, I'm not a computer person, so I appreciate Focus walking me through all this. So we did a virtual event that we're raising scholarship funds to give to these girls. So that's how, you know, we keep the organization going, by raising funds and giving scholarships, and also work with the girls that are here in Coatesville, where I live, by teaching them leadership skills, teaching them social skills, so that when they grow up, they have the tools they need to be successful as entrepreneurs, doctors, whatever they, you know, choose to become when they grow up. So we try to teach them the skills so that when they finish college, when they go get a job, they know how to conduct interviews. We teach them business etiquette. We teach them all kinds of etiquette skills. So
awesome. And just to jump in, but every time you say married to old guys, I just crack up, right, Tanya? Just imagine it. Just imagine it. Now, it's funny in this sense. I'm thinking of the 20-year-olds that know of wealthy men that's willing to marry a 50-year-old, right? When they just waiting for the house, right? They waiting for the house. They, you know, they hope it, right? What we're talking about what you gonna say, Tanya? What are you gonna say?
Girl, go ahead.
But we're talking about children. If you guys saw my life the other day, I was out playing with my children, my 26-year-old and 9-year-old, and we were playing 1, 2, 3 red light, right? 12-year-old girls that their life is going to be radically changed because of where they were born in the world, and they're marrying old guys. So we're not talking about these 20-some-year-olds that they on, right? Where they know Big Daddy going to take care of them.
Yeah.
Right? She's got to do her time, whatever that is, life or 10 years, or she really might be in love with him for whatever that reason is.
Right.
Her choice. We're talking about children where it is not their choice, it's not their option. They're not getting a vote. Yeah. Here's what's happening next. So can you imagine the terror? You know how some kids are afraid just to spend a night over grandmom's house.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But they're being told that you are going to marry this man. Do you hear? Oprah don't want to get married. Oprah like, listen, my definition of marriage, I don't even want none of it. So can you imagine the horror of seeing a 12-year-old being told that they're going to get married to their friends, to their father's friend because of money, because they're not worthy of education? Well, when I heard that story, I was just like, it was just, and I said, listen, I really appreciate everything you're doing. And I'm going to donate 5 mindset videos in a series because Bungai is freeing them. But what we all know is we take us wherever we go. Circumstances is going to change, but we need to help them change their mindset, right? Yes, you're worthy of being educated. Yes, you are just as good as a man because God created you both, female and male, right? So we want to do some mindset work as well. But we came on here today because it requires you. Bunga, do your thing. What you say? What I could do something and then you could do more. What you say? What you say?
I usually say that, by myself, I can go fast. There's this African proverb that I like so much. It's so many of them. But my favorite is that alone, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. So, if we go together, we are going to go far. By myself, I can help a few girls, but if other people come in, we can help like a whole, bunch of other girls that are in this situation. And like you were saying earlier, our Focus, they are terrified, as you can imagine, to go and, you never see this guy and he just gave your dad the money. And the dad will be like, okay, you're picking up today, you are going to stay with this man and become his wife because I took his money. And it's not like millions of dollars. It's just sometimes it's like a couple $100. Then they stay with this man. Sometimes not him give them goats and the cow so that he can sell them and get the money. And then the daughter goes there. They are terrified. They will be crying day and night. And usually in those marriages, they don't last because there's no love there. This is just a child. There's no love. And most of the time, the child will end up with all kinds of sexual transmitted diseases. There's a lot of abuse in those marriages. And as time goes on, the marriages don't last. So after a couple of years or a couple of children, being born, the marriage will dissolve. And the girl's life is already messed up. It's already messed up. There's no way she can, go back to her house and go back to school. So that her life is ruined right there. So it's a terrible situation. So the more girls we help, the better the world becomes. So that's our goal, trying to help as many girls as we can rescue out of these situations and have them live a life they like. It might not be a millionaire's life, but at least that's the life they chose to be. Exactly. And so, a couple of nice stories that I can tell.
Yes.
Since I started in 2010 or before 2010.
And real quick, Bungai, real quick, I know you passionate. You're going to throw it down tonight. She ready, Tanya. She ready to share. But it looked like Tanya wanted to say something and maybe probe and ask you a question or two.
Yes,
go ahead, Tanya.
This was just what came to mind. This is just what came to mind, and then we'll get to the stories because that was going to come next. So to me, just from a 500,000, 50,000 mile view, what this is the deliberate attack. Okay, this is a deliberate attack. All right, on proper matriarchy. Okay, this is entrenched. Okay, this is generational bondage that we have an opportunity to intercept. Okay, and really shift. All right, shift what can happen. That's what our purpose should be. We're here and we're focused on our families and we're focused on our businesses and so forth. But this is an opportunity for us to make a change. All right. So listen to these stories. It only takes a little, we've seen paying it forward. All right. That African proverb was shared by our ancestors for a reason.
Yes.
It's coming up now, here, today, on Talks with Tanya for a reason.
Yes.
You are here for a reason. So I ask you to just take it in, all right? Absorb what is for you and take the required action, because this is no mistake. So Bongai, tell us some of those stories. And then we're going to go to Focus, because you have really taken some ownership of this with us. Go ahead, Bongai.
Absolutely.
And
I have so many success stories, but I have a few that are my favorite.
Bunga, real quick, we have a question from the audience, and I want to make sure we get this, because this is what I thought, and a couple people did too. What happens when the marriage dissolves? What happens to the girls when you say dissolve? What happens?
The guy goes somewhere, and the girl, she's really on her own. She's really on her own. So now she's a single mother. She has to take care of her kids, get jacked up and figure out how to support these kids. The guy is gone most of the time, and she's there with the kids. So, and most of the time, there's no birth control measures being taken. So it might be like kids back to back. And I've seen girls, young girls with 3 kids, 4 kids, and the guy is gone now, or maybe he's dead when he got married to him. Because some guys might be even 75 years old, 80-year-olds, and the girl is only, 12, 15. So obviously she's going to be stuck with these kids, after he's gone. But that's her responsibility now to take care of the kids. So, so it's a really bad situation. Thank you for,
You're welcome.
Yes. So
okay, so I was about to tell the favorite stories. So my other favorite quote is another African proverb as well. It says, "To the world, you might be one person, right? But to that one person, you might be the world."
Yes.
So, for that one particular girl, you are the world. So you mean everything to her. But I've had girls that I rescued when they were just about to be married off to some girls. So for the past 10 years, I think I have about 4 girls. So I'll tell Maureen's story, Focus. You met Maureen on the last Zoom that we had. So Maureen's parents, they are not in a risk of being married off, but her parents didn't have enough money to send her to school. So somebody told her about AAYLF, American and African Youth Leadership Foundation. So she became one of the recipients. She was an A student, and she liked to go to school. And if we didn't take her into our program, most of the time, the only option that the father or the parents will have is to get them married off, so that they are with somebody else's families, so that they won't be staying home, because that's another expense for feeding that other child. So we took her. She went to school. She completed high school. She went on to a university. She wanted to become. She went to school for business and marketing, business administration and marketing. We had her for the whole 4 years of college. She completed her college education. She picked her own husband, married. She has 2 beautiful boys. She is working, and she's also trying to start her own business. Now she's going to be using the degree that she did and start her own business. So stories like that, when I see people move on from actually almost become nothing, and then now she is, progressing. She's also helping other people now, because now she's working. So she can also take, because I also tell them my story, that the person who helped me when I was going to college said help somebody else as a way of thanking me. So my girls, they all call me mom, and they also ask me the same question. Okay, what can we do to thank you? I said, don't worry about things, you don't anything. That's when you finish what you are doing, and when you get a job, help somebody else that is in your situation. So that's what we have been preaching, and that's what's happening. So that's one story. But I have another story that this young died.
Real quick, Bungai, let's tease that out a second. Okay. Let's tease that out. We're talking about a full spectrum of help this young lady, right? We're talking about she literally changed the trajectory of this young lady's life, right? Not only did she get education, but then she created her own family. Now you best know that those children will be able to choose love. You best know that those children will be able to get an education. Their whole scope of a male and female relationship will be radically changed because Bungai and the people that's been helping have literally destroyed that generation. This is why I know I breathe. This is why my father was trying to kill us for a whole year. We was going from shelter to shelter, right? Because people helped us like Bungai, hiding us from him because he was ill and my mom chose to leave. It took her years to be brave enough to leave. See, these girls don't even have any places to go. So when we say involved, most likely they're going to be homeless or trying to live with a family member, right? What gets me so passionate and excited about it, because we got to be our current Harriet Tubman.
Yes.
Where are the Harriet Tubmans in this world?
Absolutely.
We are. You are. I am. So if you're hearing the sound of my voice, yes, you can. You don't have to walk the back streets of a forest. Try not to get stung, bit, and attacked by animals at nighttime. But you can get $25 a month to this organization. One crab platter a month you don't have to eat. And you automatically change one of these girls' life. I'm a little bit extra from your stimulus check. And you can change these girls' life. If it's anything like my experience, I just was like, what can I do? What's the impact I can make? And that is the kind of impact you. Bungai, tell us how much it costs for her to go to college. Because this radically changed her life. This is ridiculous to me, guys. If you degrees like I got, my degrees is like $45,000 with that little wall.
Yeah.
Tell them how much it costs that you.
Okay, so for college girls, it's $500 for semester, and over there in Zimbabwe, they have 2 semesters per year. So it takes $1,000 for the whole year for a college girl to complete school. Okay, and for some girls want to go to culinary school because culinary school there is a big one because they can work in big supermarkets and big head chefs there. So a lot of girls choose to go to culinary school and then they become their own bosses. They can start their own restaurants. So for culinary school, it takes $350 a semester. And they have 3 semesters, which covers room and board for them, for everything. $350 per semester. So
$350. So we don't have to be Oprah. We don't have to build a whole school.
Right.
We don't have to meet Nelson Mandela and he give us a nudge and call the Secretary of Education to get started. $25, $350. My daughter's cell phone for her birthday just came. $574 was the cost of this cell phone. The type of living, the kind of contribution that we can make can be so nominal, but tremendously change these girls' life. And not only them, like Bungai said, she chose a husband. So now you have a man that got a good wife, that got a solid mindset, a solid education. She can take care of herself. And ladies, we are better women when we have purpose, when we have education. She's going to be a better wife to this man that she got to choose. And phenomenal a mother to those children chose to have with somebody she loved. Look at that generational curse that was destroyed and broke, and the manifestation of what the next generation is going to look like, just from a small amount of funds. It's just extraordinary to me. Go ahead, Bunga.
And for the high school girls, it's only $100 per semester. They also have 3 semesters. $300 you can pay for one girl for the whole year. For the whole $300, you can do $25 a month donation. That covers for the whole month for one girl. It covers everything. And what I usually do is, like, if you sponsor one girl for her to go to school, you get to get her story. She will write a letter to you as a sponsor. You get her story, you get a picture, and you get her school progress throughout the year. You can even talk to her if you want to communicate with her. Some people choose to communicate directly with the girl. So you have, because you're sponsoring her, that's like your adopted daughter. So you can talk to her, you can cancel, because again, some of the girls, they have emotional things going on. So I also encourage sponsors to talk these girls, like you have to do focus. I'm just waiting for that to happen. I'm making that possible because they need someone to tell them how to recognize a good relationship, how to, you know, how to nurture a good relationship, how to be in a good relationship. So, you know, counseling is also available. So you get to, you know, she becomes your daughter and you talk to her, you know, she tells you all her problems or whatever. So,
awesome. Tanya, I know I get hyped, Tanya, so let me pause for a second because this is juicy to me and I want to hear, you probably got a question. Let me let you do your thing.
No, go right ahead, Focus. That's why you on here, girl. Please. Focus.
I have another favorite story that I want to tell.
Okay.
In culinary school, a lot of girls like to do that. So I also I took her when she was in grade 9, and her parents died also. So somebody who knew AAYLF referred her to us. So we got her anyway. And we went with her from grade 9 all the way to complete high school. And then when she finished high school, instead of going to college, she chose to go to culinary school. That's what she wanted to do. So she went there, and it takes 3 years to complete a culinary school because they will have to go to the internship, what they call apprenticeship. So, and she loves doing that. And again, it's another success story. Now she is working in a big supermarket where she is the head chef, and she loves the job. She loves to bake cakes. So she's doing all that. And she's also married with 1 child. And again, she chose her own husband. And the cycle of poverty again was broken right there, because if she didn't come to our organization, she probably would be like struggle to support. But now she's good. She's working, and her husband actually met at the culinary school with her husband, and they are both working. She's, you know, very good, and I'm proud of her. She enjoys what she's doing.
Awesome.
This is amazing. This is so amazing. Okay. So some of us get hung up. I'm just going to talk about it. Okay. Some of us get hung up about when one little thing, you know, or a few things don't work out for us. Okay. And not to minimize what's going on in the world. Okay. But I know I have not had to put a whole lot of gas in my car because I'm going nowhere. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm not looking to go anywhere. I'm just one of those. I'll never have to leave here again. Okay. But, you know, just look at the abundance that you have. The abundance that you have. And, you know, just like Focus was saying, it's not only financial, it's about the mindset shift.
Yes.
And that's what has kept us in bondage here as well. Okay.
That's right.
It's in our DNA. All right. And we have an opportunity to make that shift. So Focus, tell us how it is that you view your part in this, I'm calling it movement.
Yeah, I am too. I'm calling it movement as well. Well, let me first tell you that I've been having a dream over the last 10 years of my life. I've been having a dream, waking up and visualizing, and I would see myself in a dream teaching these girls on a dirt floor. And I would say, God, who are these girls? Where are they? And I'm about to get all teary-eyed, guys. But I was like, God, where are they? Who do I need to become to get to them? I just was burning, like, what do you need me to do, right? To be able to get connected so I can minister and talk to these girls. And then Bungai at the True Foods, God bless Melissa. Melissa's always moving and shaking. She's a masterful, magical connector of people. And she has a coffee connect that we birthed together. She asked me to be on her board. We were creating it to go to different restaurants, but then the pandemic happened, and she called me and said, Focus, I'm sorry I waste all of your time, but we're going to have to put the pause on the Coffee Connect. I was like, why? She said, because of the pandemic. I said, not at all. We doing this on Zoom. She said, we doing it on Zoom? We are doing this on Zoom. She said, doing this on Zoom, right? Right? It was a magical moment. But I had met Bongai at that first one, when we were all sitting down. She had us in fours like we do on Zoom now. And I began to share her story, and I was just so moved by it because, see, I was a candidate for child marriage. At 16, I walked in the church door looking for hope, looking for a father figure because my father had passed away at 10, and I had a new story at 16. So I was grieving all over again. So I went in for hope. I looked for happiness and some kind of foundation of what God is, and instead I looked at to be a candidate to marry these 4 gentlemen. Radically changed my life. I'm like, well, wait a minute. I thought I was just getting on the usher board and maybe, you know, doing more singing. I'm now looking at being a possible marriage. And then at 7, I found myself engaged. At 18, I'm walking down the aisle. So I can totally relate with these girls' story when life just overwhelms me. You don't even think there's other choices. There's not even other options in your mind. So when Bungai was telling me this, I said, they need mindset. You got the money part. I'm going to even help you with that. But they need mindset because your circumstance can change. But if your mindset is the same, take you wherever you go. You're just going to recreate it. You'll still think you're not enough while you're in college or while you're in culinary school. You'll still think you're a subhuman to men. We got to help change mindset. Guy came to me for public speaking training. When this pandemic happened, my company literally tripled because people recognized they needed public speaking. People were at each other. Like you said, they can't go nowhere. The dude run to the gym and she can't have a girls' night out. So they looking at each other like, man, we kind of jacked up and we got some brats, right? So, so my company literally tripled because I was already on Zoom about 90. So I got people from Africa, I got people from California, all places reaching out looking for life coaching. So it was not abnormal for Bunga to say, I need public speaking training. And then she started talking. She said, well, normally we would have our charity, but we're not going to do that right now. We'll just have to sit that down. I said, well, why? She said, because of the pandemic. I said, we're going on Zoom. She said, we're going on Zoom. I said, we're going to do it on Zoom, right?
Yes.
You know, so that's how we got connected to this, and I was already in. I was like, I came home and said, I'm going to Zimbabwe to a couple of my friends, partners, and business partners. They was like, when you going to Zimbabwe during the pandemic? I was like, oh, no, not during the pandemic, when everything was up. I cannot wait to see this dirt floor. Now, let me tell you about this dirt floor. So the next morning I woke up after meeting Bunga. She sent me pictures of the girls. So it was about 5 of them. I got to about the 3rd one. And Tanya, everybody listening, let me tell you how God connected the dots. And there was the dirt floor. So I, you know how we do. I'm like, dirt floor, floor. And I can't even, my words can't even.
Wow.
I know that I know because of this pandemic. Because of the social distancing, I've been praying more. I've been fasting more. I've been preparing. So I was able to connect with Bungai at the perfect timing. More settled in my spirit, soul. Because and now I can see myself going to Zimbabwe. It's like out in my mind. But over those 10 years, I don't know if I would have second guessed. I would have been talking crazy. You know, they got over there. Am I going to make it back? You know, am I going to get lost? All citizens and ignorance of coming to America, right? You know, I would have been going, but laughing at me, Tanya, don't laugh at me. But you know, all that ignorance running through. But God was able to get me settled. So when I heard it, I knew this was my mission. There was no doubt about it. And I'm out luggage. I'm like, ooh, and then Simone, I'll take her second. Maybe I'll go first and then take her second. I'm planning it out, right? That's how I got connected to it. Yeah. It's not just the physical, it's the spirit. We're spirit beings first. And I am clear. I got this from you, Tanya. Tanya's a change agent. The change agent. And I believe I'm the agent of purpose, right? Okay. From God to help people to fulfill their purpose, if you will. I'm just excited about the opportunity to come into people's lives, and I'm able to look inside of them and already see purpose before they're even ready to declare it. But God give me the answer. And that's why when I'm doing one-on-one coaching, it's spiritual warfare. My answer is right there. Answer is right. Purpose is in the middle, waiting to down through them.
Right.
Oh, I'm getting excited. Y'all excited?
Oh my goodness, yes. Yeah. You know, things happen for a reason. And I just so appreciate, you know, I always say thank God I went to that Coffee Connect with Melissa where I met you that day. Because I almost say, I'm not going there today. And then I just, okay, let me just go. And then I went, and then that's how I met you. And God works just in mysterious ways. That meeting, that Coffee Connect, I met so many people that also changed my life. The way I think, so I'm just, and here we are with you, Miss Tanya. I met you because of Focus, but I met so many people during this pandemic. So, I mean, things happen for a reason, and thank God when it's a good reason. So I just
absolutely. You know, and I'm sitting here thinking, and you know, our company, my company, Protect the Jewel, has a fundraising component. So you and I are going to talk about that. You know, each and every one of us on here can contribute to that. We can, you know, be in a position to help them raise funds, and also to provide these girls with safe, all natural products that they can use, which will again be of great value to them. So we have, you know, just sitting right at home, okay, we have the opportunity to change a generation.
Talk about
it. Not only from the perspective of what we do, but what we teach. All right. We are at home right now, okay, on Mother's Day with our children. I've seen so many stories of proud parents, you know, that because our children are treating us well. All right. This is something that we need to impart to them. Each one teach one. All right. And that same philosophy, you know, that same action, that same heart is necessary. So each and every one of us has a role to play in this, even if it's just sharing the story with someone else. All right. If it's adopting one of these young girls, okay. If it's sending a contribution, all right, so that they can have an opportunity that they would not have had before. I said it before, okay, and I'm going to say it again, that this is not a mistake. Your being here is not a mistake. You have a role to play. You know, we sat back, and so many years ago, we watched The Color Purple, right? And we all connected with her in that marriage. All right? And how horrible, you know, that it was. How horrible that it was. And some of us have had difficult situations. But I don't know how many of us, okay, can say that we've had that experience. We've made some, I'm going to say it earlier today, Focus was talking about, I don't want to call it dumb, but some of us have made some dumb choices. And, you know, talking about Tanya talking about Tanya, okay? We've made dumb choices, but not, you know, forced in that. So many of us do have stories and things that we're dealing with and pressures, but not like someone else. So I'm just urging you, and Focus, you're going to put that information in the chat so that we can, you know, have our participants, you know, contribute or get more information, you know, about it.
Absolutely.
So, Bongai, tell us a little bit more about, you know, any activities that you have planned coming up.
Okay, so yes, we do have another virtual event coming up that Focus and I are planning. It's going to be on May 27th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we are going to put that on, it's on my website as well. And we are going to create an Eventbrite where people can register for the event and donate whatever, you know, about $20 minimum donation. But they can go on my website as well, which is www.mindingmanners with Miss B. And the Miss is just MSB. .com. So
all
the
that in a link.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll put it on the link. So all the information about the organization is right there on the website. I even have pictures of all the girls that are in the program that are waiting for sponsors. And I have some of the girls that are already sponsored that are there also with their stories. So yeah, if people go on the website, they can see, everything is there. And they can also make their donations right there.
Exactly.
On the website.
This is amazing. Also for our viewers, if you have questions for either Focus or Bongai, you want to make sure that you put them in the comments again. And this is, from my mind, this is so much bigger than what it appears. Okay. So this effort is duplicatable. Okay. This is very duplicatable. All right. So, nothing in the world is new. Okay. The only thing that's new is that you are on here today. All right. So, take that in, support this cause. I think it's next Saturday. Michelle McDonald is going to be on here, and she helps nonprofits, find sponsors. All right, even for profit businesses as well. Michelle McDonald, amazing young woman. So that's somebody you guys definitely want to connect with in terms of finding sponsorships. But for those of us that are here, again, you're not here by mistake. I appreciate that you responded when I sent the call. Okay. But you responded. If you're watching this on the replay, all right, you want to make sure and connect. You can always connect with me, and I will connect you with Bongai and also Focus. So Focus, let me take it to you. Share with us what you have on your mind right now.
Thank you for asking that. Here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking about all of the mothers that are watching this. I'm thinking about all of the daughters that are watching this, and you've experienced a loss. Rather, your mom did pass or your daughter passed. See, my daughter passed at 18. I was 18 years old, and I was told that I probably had never had children. And then 3 months later, I got pregnant. And I carried this baby for 9 months. I was worried, one, because I had sex education, but I was like, how is this baby coming out, right? I was very weak. And again, I was 18. I was very thin, and I was terrified. Yet, supposed to be happy because I was married so young. It wasn't a bastard child, and I should be rejoicing. But I knew I was not ready to be a mom. So I felt joy and sadness at the same time. I carried her all the way to 9 months. And 2 weeks before the delivery, during the appointment, they couldn't find her heart rate. So they took me away from all of the other mothers and took me upstairs and attempted to find the heart rate again, and then told me she had passed. Devastated. At 18, I was wondering, did I kill my baby because I really want her? You can only imagine the emotional trauma these girls are going through at 12 years old. Being told they're going to marry a 75-year-old. Imagine looking in the eyes of your life source, and they're telling you, you're going to go with this man and live with him because I can't afford to feed you. I can't afford to educate you. Can you imagine the emotional trauma and scar that child will have into her adult age? And absolutely 3 and 4 kids. Can you imagine what she can teach them? She won't even have the mental and intelligence to impart in these children. Can you imagine how much she's going to abuse those children verbally and physically? Because most likely that's what the old dude is doing to her. So what is on my mind right now, that it's an injustice. Listen, I wear this t-shirt. This is one of the concepts I teach my clients is if you did know what to do, what would you do? Because so many people are confused. I'm not sure. I don't know what my purpose is. What would you do? And I already know you're like, well, Focus, I already got bills, and we all got bills. But then the world, the universe, God asks us, right, what else do you have left? So you have a $10 gift card so these girls can get on Wi-Fi and do their homework. You can have a mentoring conversation over the phone with them. You can show them some skills about cooking or crocheting. What can you give? And if you can't answer that question, I want you to go to thefocusoflove.com. Let's get to free, because we need to audit your life to see what is the point and the purpose. Oprah Winfrey said, if you don't know your purpose, you just existing.
Yeah.
So by now, if something inside of you didn't give you some sense of responsibility of what to do, whether it's in this organization or not, we need to.
Absolutely.
Because it's bigger than just these girls. It's also about you as the listener that you're in a pandemic. And if you're still saying after 6 weeks of being alone, you don't know your purpose, that is fundamentally a oops.
Absolutely.
Yes, we need to get you connected to some source of God so you can hear yourself, recognize why you were created on this earth, because that's what purpose is. And who am I to serve? Why am I here? And whom am I to serve? That is the question you ask to drill down to your purpose. And it's malleable. It's everything. And it moves like water based off who you're around, what circumstances. And the more you get elevated to heaven, much is required.
Yes.
I got free from that marriage. Praise God. I got free from that marriage. How did I get free? I got free because he cheated with the nanny. Praise Jesus. God for that nanny. I would still be in that relationship trying to make it work, guys. So I know it sounds weird. But when you're on the other side of joy, when you're on the other side of forgiveness, you laugh at stuff like that. Even, and I'll leave it with this, even today, the incompatibility of me and that marriage, my ex-husband called my son. Said, I need you to reach back out to me. You need to come over here. We need to speak face to face. It shook my son. He got concerned about the conversation and it threw him off for the rest of the day of Mother's Day.
Wow.
Just the inconsiderateness. And I found out he just wanted to spend time with him. Wow. And it had my son worried and concerned. And I was like, see, as women are here responsible, because if we don't heal the hurt, we're going to repeat the pain.
Yes.
Wise for him to call him and upset this young man, and now my Mother's Day is affected, right? As a result of it, it was a spinoff. We got to rise and we got to get wisdom. We got to sit still, because you'll just do more of the same thing, causing upset. So I'm telling my son, I'm like, listen, if you need to go see your dad, this is what mothers do. This is what people do. I said, if it'll give you peace of mind, to your dad first, and then see me, I'm going to see you when you get here. He said, oh, Mom, I don't want to upset you. I said, honey, you're not going to upset me. Just let him come back. He said, no, I'm coming. I said, well, I want you to come. And I never got the meal he wanted to give me, because then the place started to close and all of that started to unravel. And you know what? By then, 5 hours later, I'm upset now. Now I'm like, this is a bunch of shenanigans. This man is still reeking me 20 years later, you know? And then I sat here on my bed, I got still. And I said, that's why he over there and I'm over here. Praise.
Absolutely.
So last note on that is, because you forgive, don't mean you need to stop.
Right.
Mean you need to bring that relationship back together. So somebody in the sound of my voice, you're dealing with verbal abuse, you're dealing with physical abuse, and you're wondering why. How does that got to do with the children? Everything. Because children that are being married off to these 75-year-olds, if you don't think they're going to end up verbally abusing their children physically, it's all connected. So you're hearing this to get free yourself, but to also so you can free somebody else.
Yes. Because
when you learn, you teach. And when you teach, you learn.
Yeah.
Let's heal the hurt, or we're going to just repeat the pain.
Right.
Okay, back to you, Tanya.
Absolutely. I love it. I love it. It is all connected. It is all connected. Yes. There's a message for each and every one of us in the audience.
Yes.
Just like today was free and available on a schedule that is typically not free and available.
I know.
And I figured, okay, Tanya could always talk, but this is what we needed to talk, okay? So, this is what we needed to talk about. These are necessary conversations. Necessary conversations.
Yes.
So whatever it is that the spirit has for you, whatever it is that the energy has for you, then you want to take that on, okay? You want to take that on and move forward with it. Take action. Make a difference, okay? This energy has not been expended for naught. This energy has not been expended for naught. All right. You have an opportunity to make a difference in your life, in a child's life, okay?
Yes,
in your family's
absolutely.
life. Let's make sure that we do that. Ladies, thank you so very much for joining me on Talks with Tanya. To my guest, I appreciate you. You know I love you dearly. But let us remember that you have an opportunity to be a change agent. It doesn't take much. It doesn't take much at all. So go ahead and look at the chat. I'm going to go ahead and post it again so it'll be easy for you to find. I am signing off. Talks with Tanya. This is your host, Tanya Bean, and I will be again on Saturday morning. Oh, wait. We are having a special birthday celebration on next Saturday, okay? It's my birthday, May 16th. Okay. All gifts are accepted. You know how to get me. And we're going to talk with Tanya from the Villa. My sister's here at Hustle Slay Launch the Villa. We're going to gather together and we're going to be sharing with you who we are, what we do, and what it means to them to have whole life success. So stay tuned for next Saturday, and it's going to be at 1 p.m. in the afternoon. So, you know, more to come on that. Focus, girl, you know, I'm going to talk to you tomorrow anyway.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you for having us. Thank you so much.
This has been great. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining with Talks with Tanya. See you again. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Great job, Tanya.
Bye. Thank you for listening, Miss Tanya.
All right. We'll talk.